let's start with something fun. You know how we covered the Mr. Bircham episode before? There's a few bits in it that I forgot to actually talk about, but I'm not really going to worry about those right now. I'm going to talk about something completely different. Apparently, a random conservative mother, I would assume, can't watch Mr. Bircham because it, too, is too woke for her. Now, I don't understand how the Daily Wire produced, comedy, that, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I don't understand how that thing is apparently too much for her. But don't worry. Don't worry. You'll figure it out here shortly. But first, let's go ahead and throw up some fan art of me trying to get a computer to work. This one's from Riddle of Lightning, and I can't get the computer to work at all. I don't remember what... Oh, this is from when I was at the Capitol, and the frickin' computers wouldn't work. I couldn't get the turkey sandwich out of them. Huh. Thank you for your fan art. Let's move on to this absolute silliness that we have to talk about. So, this is from Red Yolks. Based Christian mom quits watching Mr. Bircham when they introduce a gay character. And Mr. Bircham says, don't ask, don't tell. Okay, time to watch the most snowflakey people on the internet be snowflakes.
I'm surprised, honestly. But I am, because they put in a gay character. And I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to watch it. They have every TV show. Why not give the conservatives just one where we don't have to hear about it? So this is why I will not be watching Mr. Bircham.
Excellent. Reyes, uniforms?
I lengthen the drawstrings and reinforce the elastic in the waistbands, sir.
Affirmative, supportive, and forgiving.
Hey, wait a minute. Did you just put me on uniforms because I'm gay?
Yes, but you're also part of the unit. We didn't care what you did with your unit. We didn't ask, you didn't tell.
And for some of you, like, that's fine enough. But I'm not going to tolerate that character. I'm just not. I won't be around it. That's all. So, I'm just saying, as a Christian, from my perspective, not even this.
Okay, so, yeah, for one, the joke's not even funny. Okay, so it's, I will say this, the gay people have better decorating sense joke than the straights. It's a joke that's been going around for a long time. It's a pretty well played out joke. There are ways to make it funny. There are ways that make it kind of bleh. This was kind of a bleh way to do it. But that's every single joke in Mr. Bircham. It is funny as hell to me, though, that somehow, just having a gay character who is being made fun of for being gay. The literal joke is they are gay and that is funny, ha ha. That's it. That's it. Makahime, thank you for the hydrate. That is it. That is the entirety of the humor there. They're gay, so laugh. Even in that situation, it is too much, somehow, for this woman to actually watch the show. I can't watch the show because it's unfunny and boring. Apparently, this woman can't watch the show because having real people who exist out in the real world around her is too much for her. It is too much for her to actually manage. And I think it's very telling the type of person that would get pissed about this kind of stuff. If you just take a look in the comments here, under this, you know, the supportive comment of based Christian mom, blah, 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 blah. Okay, if we look at the bottom here, conservative show made by Jews. Great one. Now, I'm not certain if there's a particular kind of person on the internet who specifically likes blaming the Jews for everything. And I'm not sure what word we would use to describe that kind of person. But I have a feeling that perhaps there may be a certain kind of walking animation they might do in a video game that could be described by using words that sound kind of like various birds that are actually assholes and look kind of like ducks but want to rip your dick off. The joke is goose stepping. The joke is goose stepping. They goose step. The joke is they're a Nazi. See, I'm as funny as the Mr. Bircham show. At what point do they just become a parody of themselves and start being, you know, at what point are each and every one of these people a snowflake in their own way? And just like, yeah, a gay character is where they draw the line. A gay character is where they draw the line. And if you're so concerned about a gay character there and your reasoning is, well, Jews made it. Technically, if you want to be really specific, Ben Shapiro is Jewish. So, yeah, sure, why not? But if that's your concern, I'm sorry. There's only one word we have for you, and it's a person who we generally liked putting 6 feet under in Germany. Just saying. Just saying. Jazza says they've been snowflakes for decades. Right, these people have been snowflakes since they were complaining about Pokemon, saying that it was the devil. These people were snowflakes when they were complaining about Dungeons and Dragons, saying that it was going to take your children to hell. These people were snowflakes back when they complained about Harry Potter, saying that it was going to drag your children to hell as well because your kids were practicing spells. These people were snowflakes when they said Jesus died for MySpace, when social media was bad, and then it was Facebook, so social media was good, apparently. These people were snowflakes when they were bitching about the music you were listening to. These people were snowflakes when they were having you listen to music backwards and saying that it was satanic when you listened to it backwards. These people were snowflakes whenever they complained about anything at all that was completely normal as fuck to do. These people, Christian conservatives are who I'm talking about when I say these people. Fundamentalist Christian conservatives got mad about gay people being in media. Apparently now they get mad about Jewish people having, I don't know, an iota of anything. That makes things bad, apparently. The amount of times where you can throw the most benign thing out into the aether and some fundamentalist Christian conservative mom will freak out about it for no reason. It's insane. When I was growing up in Pensacola Christian Academy, Yu-Gi-Oh had come out, right? And I mean, just as evidence to how I feel about Yu-Gi-Oh, I've literally been building a dual disc on stream. In fact, Pop, hello, hi, it's me. This is part of an arm. My dual disc cuff is being built right about over here. And oh, I don't know. There just happens to be this unpainted, in process, entirely worked on dual disc right here that has been redone so that it can hold 60 card decks and actually keep them in place, which is something that the dual disc one could not do normally, and I know that one because, oh, I don't know. I have that one right here. I know the limitations of this thing because I was a Yu-Gi-Oh kid. I was hugely into this game. And I wish I could still be into the game, but I remember when I was in PCA, and teachers came up to me as I was talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! With my friends. This is before it was easy to get information on the internet, right? Before you could get easy information on the internet, teachers would have to get that information from students. So I remember a teacher coming up to me. Her name was Miss Grace at Pensacola Christian Academy. She had a sister who was basically an identical twin to her. But I remember Miss Grace coming up to me while I was on track and asking me what Yu-Gi-Oh was, because she was basically eavesdropping on the kids as they walked. This is because we had a bunch of policies about what you were and weren't allowed to talk about when you were on campus grounds. And track being one of the few times you were allowed to even talk in the first fucking place, I'm talking with my friend Corey about a Yu-Gi-Oh deck that I want to build. And Miss Grace comes up to me, "Hey, Chris, what's Yu-Gi-Oh?" "Oh, it's just a card game." And that's all I said, because even 5th grade me, young, stupid, conservative, and a dickbag, that child version of me still understood that if I gave any more information than that to the teacher, then there was going to be consequences. Post haste. So getting info from kids can go so well. I know, right? This is because when I was a kid and I had friends that I talked about Pokemon with, I had to do so in hush-hush tones so that the teachers couldn't find out. Again, during the rare instances we were even allowed to talk. Because if our recess was suddenly called PE, suddenly the rules that said you could talk were stripped away. These people, anything that is even mildly outside of their control, they will freak out about and do everything in their power to strangulate it. And now that we are in the age of the internet where people like me can go up, turn on a camera, and complain and wax lyrical about how the world is falling apart, can now make videos about how apparently the conservative comedy show that is catered exactly to them just happens to feature a gay person as the butt of a joke. And that's bad. Mr. Bircham is a show that has a joke that there's a part of me that wants to find it somewhat funny, but it's really, it's funny depending on who says it, I think is probably the best way to put it. It's one of the few jokes that almost landed where Mr. Bircham was complaining as he was doing sports coach stuff, which I guess he does that on top of doing the woodworking, but he was complaining that he told one of the children that they threw like a girl, and he got in trouble with the staff about that, and then he couldn't figure out why he got in trouble, since the next year that student now identified as a girl. The student was trans. The joke is the student was trans, and they said a misogynistic thing at first. There is actually a little bit of comedy there. There is a little bit of funniness to that particular joke. Unfortunately, it's not done well, like everything else in that show. And the show is filled with that. Jokes at the expense of trans people, jokes at the expense of black people, jokes at the expense of gay people, and just an entire story that tries to show that the conservative white guy is the be-all, end-all of everybody's morality, knowledge, and development. And apparently that show was too woke for this Karen. And I can't help but getting a flood of memories of all the times where I've had to deal with this type of shit from my teachers when I was growing up in PCA. It's kind of insane. But what are you going to do? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you think making fun of a gay character makes it too hard to watch the show because there just happens to be a character who is the gay in it? Or are you a normal, reasonable human being with a functioning brain cell? Insert end of video tagline here. Hey, I just quickly want to give a thank you to all of my wonderful patrons who keep this show running. YouTube and Twitch are a pretty bumpy ride at the best of times, and the stability a Patreon provides me is worth more than I can say here. I'd also like to thank each and every one of my $20 and up patrons here, and they would be Red Joker, Britzkrieg, Cameron, Dren, Jemshin, Smiling DM, Poundini, Mabbity Babbity, Naomi, Isaac, Nixie-chan, the Oberon team, Agamotto, Jordan, Ravi, Giuni, Kiratorian, Prisma, all of you, I'm not saying that part, and Starlight. And finally, thank you to everyone else that helps keep this channel alive. While you're here, why not check out another video? And thank you for watching.